Alright, so last episode we took on Liverpool in the Carabao Cup final, where this goal from Jeremy Doku was the only goal in the game and saw us be crowned champions of the Carabao Cup for another time. I see Man City winning this trophy fairly often. Robert then took on Chelsea in a big game in the Premier League there, where Haaland would score to give us a 1-0 victory over them, but then take on Arsenal, where Haaland would be on hand again to score a goal, and I believe get a 1-0 victory up against them, but then take on Inter in the Champions League semi-final first, where Haaland would rifle into the goal there, and would get a little bit of fortune on the side, not fortune on the side, would get a very, well, I can see a lot of chances here to get a second, but somehow we couldn't score. But then we'd get forward again here down the right-hand side of the play it inside there to Reinders, who would find it back of the net there to make it 2-0 to us. And you can see we then concede a rather scrappy goal, a goal that didn't deserve to go in, but then Doku would play across to Foden, who would make it 3-1, and one more goal would be scored to see us through into the final of the Champions League by Savinho. Let's get into today's episode and hopefully win it all. And for the first game of today's episode, we'll take on Chelsea, who are a rotated team here in the FA Cup final, giving some players that don't really get the first team football a chance in the team, like Kushinov, who's had a decent amount of game time. Trafford's going to play in goal for this one. O'Reilly at left back, Shirky at Cambernato, so we're back into the team as the captain to lift the trophy, and also got Oscar Bob down the right hand side for this team. The rest of the players are decided to keep as it is. And for some reason in this save, I don't have 9 substitutions. I think the update that they did has fixed it, but only for new saves. I think in existing saves, so for this one, I don't get 9 substitutions, but I should have 9. But for some reason, the game was released where you only get 7. I don't get why that glitched out and it didn't come with the 9 substitutions like it had the year before. But unfortunately for this save, we have been stuck with only 7 substitutions, so I can't bring the likes of Belabor. Echeverry with us as well, who will make a good substitution. And I did think about playing Mamouche at striker, but I think I do want Haaland up front for the start of the game. And either bring Mamouche on at cam or striker, and also we do have Adeyemi as well, who can get good opportunities. But our next series might be with Leverkusen, so Echeverry will get a lot of game time in that series as a player on loan at Leverkusen right now, and a player that I'll most likely buy on a permanent deal in that series. Let's get into this get into this game and hopefully win our 3rd trophy of the season. We already won the Carabao Cup. The Premier League trophy is already secure. We need to lift it in the final home game of the season, I believe, up against Brentford. We're going to get the trophy celebrations there. And also, the Champions League final will be the final game of today's episode. Let's get into this one, though, first of all, and hopefully win the FA Cup. The Carabao Cup against Liverpool, 1-0, as you saw last episode. You've obviously played in the semi-finals, the competitions here. The FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. And Caicedo gets the ball of Bernardo Silva. So Bernardo Silva did start this series in the centre mid role alongside Rodri and Reinders, but we switched formation quite a few times and we've settled on this 4-3-3 attack. As Esteval, play that I don't want to use in this game at some point, probably in the Chelsea series we'll use him. But it's the tiki-taka duo of Reinders, Bernardo Silva, or Reinders and Rodri. But Reinders through into Erling Braut Haaland, who scores to make it 1-0 less than 10 minutes in. Haaland puts us ahead. He's only had 3 appearances in this competition, but he's scored 3 goals. As we've been playing this competition, well, we've been simming it with the second team quite a lot due to obviously the lower rated teams we've been playing against. We haven't really had to use our main team, and we managed to get to the final without playing any game in the FA Cup. We didn't even play the semi-final, I don't think. We simmed it, as I think we had Aston Villa. Also, in real life right now, aren't doing great, so maybe we could do a series in Aston Villa pretty soon. I say right now, have had the easiest fixtures of any team in the Prem in the opening few games, opening 6 game weeks, and have done awful. Like Watkins and Rodgers, especially Watkins, who's been in my FPL, has not got a single goal contribution in the Prem after scoring so many in the previous seasons, and they just looked just out of it this season. I'm not too sure what the difference is with them, but I see having the likes of Burnley, Burnley, Sunderland, and other teams that they played against, obviously newly promoted teams, you'd expect them to be towards the top end of the table after getting picked after an easy start. So they've been looking out of it this season. Palmer, a former player, in here to Liam Delap, another former Man City academy player. Over here to Pedro Neto, who runs through Trafford. Good save. Oh, Ledaf and Bob creating the space, but no shot to be taken. But he's done well to beat the defender again there, Doku. And Doku turning inside of Reece James. He's done so. Doku cuts it back, but loses that to Reece James there. We'll get a corner though. And Reece James celebrates winning the ball back there, throw it off. He's done well. We're going to look for Haaland here in the centre. And Haaland, just floated over him. He should have got to it. I think that was Araujo who cleared it, had assigned. Shirky, long shot opportunity for the Frenchman, but it's going to be caught by Jurgensen. Just so far, similar to Doku scored against Liverpool. It was an early goal in that one in the 9th minute. And that was the only goal of that game. Ball out wide to Bernardo Silva. Bernardo, the captain. Araujo as well. Bernardo can't keep it in, though. He should have done. Chelsea are all over him with Enzo Fernandez, trying to stop the Frenchman from creating a bit of room. It's done well. Shirky inside to Haaland. First time shot saved. Caicedo. I ride it as well, but Palmer still has the ball. And Palmer inside. Shot taken. Great save from James Trafford there. Cole Palmer. O'Reilly, good defending. I would have read that, but Fanfleet's going to go up for a goal kick. Enzo. Shot taken. Trafford, what a save again there from him. Again, he's trying to make me concede here. Chelsea are in this game. Towards the end of it, Trafford comes out and collects. Haaland back to his fellow countryman. And Bob, back to Haaland. Across to Ryan Shirky, and that's 2-0. And Oscar Bob deserves his flowers. He did well to get the ball forward for us. And Shirky finishes after the assist from Haaland. I thought about taking the shot of Haaland there, but then I saw Shirky wide open. And I thought, why not get him a goal and make it 2-0, make it undeniable to score there. As it would have been a great save from Jurgensen to stop us. As Haaland does well, his strength, plays it across to Ryan Shirky, who buries it. And he's had a great game, Shirky. So has everyone in this team. They played great in this final. We're going to take a 2-goal lead in this one. With 10 minutes to go. Let's make a couple of changes. Shirky's run himself into the ground. He's played great in this game. Let's bring on Marmoush. Let's bring on, the usual suspects, the likes of Foden. Let's bring on Savinho down the left. Another day, Chelsea could have been in this game at Liverpool. Oh, how has he lost the ball there? Pedro. Let's go see. On another day, Chelsea could have been in this game, but they just haven't taken the chances as they get forward again here. But that's going to be a corner. Not too sure why the game's going on when the game is done. It's 2-0. If they score, it's a goal, yes, but it's a consolation goal. So rest letting them play on here, but it's great defending from Kushnov again. He's played great in this team. It's a 2-0 victory against Chelsea. We win the FA Cup. Let's cut to the trophy lift and see Bernardo Silva lift the trophy. Well, as you can see, the fans at Manchester in the pub celebrating the victory against Chelsea in the FA Cup final. I do like that cutscene. And as you can see, Bernardo Silva, the captain, IRL, into the team for this game so we can lift the trophy. So at least can win one. I don't think he'll play the Champions League final. I could play the team as it just did because it felt good in game. That 4-3-3 set with Bernardo Silva and Reinders in midfield. And Shirky at Cam felt good. But I feel like for the Champions League final, we'll bring Rodri back into the team. Marmoush at Cam as well. We'll play our usual 11. And Bernardo Silva lifts the FA Cup in his final season at Man City. He's looking likely to leave IRL. And if we were to do a season 2, if we don't win the Champions League, I would sell him in season 2 and replace him with a different player. And what a player he has been for City in his career. And he gets to lift the FA Cup here. Let's get into the final home game of the season against Brentford. Hopefully lift the Premier League trophy in that one. If not, I'll just skip the game and go straight into the Champions League final. But what a way to win this one here. A 2-0 win over Chelsea and a much deserved victory. And a great performance from the youngsters in this team. That's a Kushnov, Oscar Bob, Shirky, O'Reilly. They all played great. Trafford in goal, made some great saves. And a much deserved FA Cup victory here for us to complete the treble so far. And the domestic treble is secured. But we now have the Champions League to try and win. And here we are, the final home game of the season against Aston Villa. For some reason, I thought it was Brentford, but it's going to be Aston Villa we're facing the final home game of the season. Let's get into this one. This is also the final game of the season anyway. Let's get into this one and hopefully see the trophy lift at the end of the game. And also after this, get into the Champions League final and hopefully lift that to end the series here in one season. Don't know what you're doing. As well, Misha puts his one goal up early on. It's a great run there from him. I do like the attacking AI in this game. We actually finally have like in FIFA or like SC where attackers actually attack. They don't just stand there, waiting for the ball to get to their feet or whatever and just stand behind defenders and just in awkward positions. They actually attack. You see Marmoush there, sees the space, runs in behind, stays on side, and then rifles it into the back of the net there to get his 21st goal of the Premier League season here. None of our players will get the final, will win the Golden Boot. I think that's Gyökeres who's the top of the goal scorer right now for Arsenal, but Marmoush and Haaland are in the top 4 or 5. They're definitely in the top 5. Oh, lovely play here, Rodri. Oh, it's great football. Doku gets it, and Doku. It's 2-0. I mean, this game is, for me, honestly, the passing, the football you can play in this game is what I've been wanting for so long. It's insane. We've come close so many years to actually having gameplay like this, or we actually have had gameplay like this, but the football we just played there was incredible. That was actually like real life football, you know, like a win the ball back, ball forward, ball into the midfield, the attacker makes a run, ball through the midfield, into the attack, and a winger or striker runs through and scores, and Doku scores again for us here to make it 2-0. And what Aston Villa just haven't turned up to this game up right now. They're proven to be just like in real life kind of a disappointing team this season, despite making some good signings in Harvey Elliott coming in. Here's Morgan Rogers, wide over the top. Daniel Marlin back into Rogers. There's no water to find Ollie Watkins, who scores for them to make it 2-1. Straight from kick-off. Lovely play there. Reinders into Haaland. Oh, Haaland. There we go, that's another goal. It's 3-1 here. Haaland scores again. Or gets a goal for himself actually in this game. He got the assist for the Marmoush goal. And he scores to get his 20th goal in the Premier League season. And that is great football again there. Haaland making a good run. And then hits it on his left into the back of the net there on the Trivela shot, which it worked out for me there. I've seen people, it's a weird thing in this game right now. Sometimes when you do like a finesse shot, it does like a weird outside the foot Trivela shot for some reason when you're like your close range or whatever. And they need to fix that. I think they are looking into it and how to fix it, or they have to, I'm not too sure. But I do know quite a lot of times in the Ultimate Team, sometimes when I want just a normal side-footed shot, they do like a toe poke and it goes straight at the keeper and they're trying to bend it into the far corner. It is really annoying. And Doku, oh, Haaland, Marmoush, the football this team plays. And it's another goal. Please, EA, don't ruin this game. Don't make it just what the past couple of games have been, just defensive AI blocks left, right and centre. No room for attackers, no runs from attackers. As this game right now is fun. It's honestly fun. I've had 1 or 2 games in Ultimate Team where I've not enjoyed myself, but that's always going to happen. But Marmoush here makes it 4-1 to us, and for the final game of the season, we have turned up to this game. Marmoush on the attack. Reinders. Into Doku. Into Haaland. Great play, Haaland. And it's 5. And Marmoush and Haaland have scored the same amount of goals in the Premier League this season. And I am locked in right now. I'm playing some great football. This is my first game. Like, literally, I've not played any games in a few hours. But literally, this is the first one I played since I started recording this part of the episode. And I'm cooking Aston Villa here. 5-1. In the first half. And Pasilli set it off, the young Italian. No, he can't because he's passed it straight to Watkins for some reason. Shot taken, Donnarumma, good save. Ball into the box, Donnarumma comes out and collects it, which we'll have to see. And then the first half should be, end of the second half, sorry, should be here at the end of the game. Here in a second, that's blocked by Konza. Honestly, in the second half, Aston Villa have been so good. And there we go. The end of the game. And let's cut to the trophy list of the Premier League. Trophy. And here we are, the Premier League trophy being lifted as a disappointing 24-25 season. We have bounced back in this 25-26 season, winning the domestic treble and winning the Premier League here. And now after this game, we're going to go into the Champions League final, up against a team that's going to be very hard to beat. And I imagine they're going to be a good team for us to face. But Ruben Diaz gets to lift the Premier League trophy here for another time in his career. We're sure to see. We are once again Premier League champions, and let's get into the final game of the series, hopefully maybe against PSG, the reigning champions in the Champions League, and beat them to win the Champions League here. And here we are for the first time in FC26, a Champions League final up against the reigning champions in PSG with a Ballon d'Or winner Ousmane Dembele in their team. So we had the best goalkeeper in the world, and the man that helped them win the Champions League last season, who's hoping to do the same for us in this series. So let's get into this one against PSG and hopefully dethrone the current champions and win a second Champions League for us here at Man City. Here's third and no. Can we get a quick start? I feel like whoever scores first in this game wins. Oh, Doku, man, you need to be a bit more open there, and that passing to be better from Reinders. Rodri, Dembele. Rodri gets the ball off him, but he somehow keeps it. Ball in. Why have you played him onside? Why did you play Kvaratskhelia onside? Ruben Dias, great save. Of course it falls back to John Neves. He's thankfully offside though. Reinders. Doku. Because it back. Doku, great play. Near post shot. Save by Chevalier. What a save. And test our luck. Oh, great play. Ruben Dias. Ormouche. Trying to create space. They're trying to draw Pacho out and then get him behind him. But he's not falling for anything right now. Good chance from Chevalier. This game's a chess match right now. Either team. Here's Haaland. No. Haaland, can he make it 1-0 in the Champions League final? Why didn't he shoot? Why? I know I should have hit it first time. But why didn't he shoot? He had time after the first touch. Why did he take a second? Desiree Doué, great defender from Matt Nuri. I feel like I'm just going to get Foden struggling to get involved in this game with Nuno Mendes marking him. He hasn't got the pace on him. Hasn't got the physicality. Chevalier, that falls back to Ousmane Dembele now. A man shot defensively. John Neves shoots Donnarumma, makes a save though. Foden. Ormouche. Haaland. Last chance. The first off. Foden. Can he score? Foden shoots and Foden hits the post. To win the ball offers. It's good defending from Ruben Dias and Kvaratskhelia. Someone going to keep the ball out. Not sure about that. Rodri intercepts and they're going to get the ball back. Of course they are. Ball inside to Vitinha. Poor shot. Donnarumma goes save. Kvaratskhelia. Shot taken by Ousmane Dembele and that's going to be parried out for a corner by Donnarumma. Need a moment of magic from someone. Haaland over the top this time. Can you score? Why didn't he shoot again? You saw me press shoot twice there. Why is he not shooting? What's happened there? Why is Foden doing breakdancing? Why is he on the floor? Oh no, ball into it. I noticed they're going to score after that. Thankfully that didn't end up in the back of the net. I thought the ref gave a penalty then, I was going to say. Here is Nuno Mendes with Ruben Dias, his fellow Portuguese. We win it back though. Reinders to Doku. Doku to what is the Champions League. Chevalier, what a save. Rodri. Here to Savinho. Savinho up against Nuno Mendes. He gets forward. Savinho, can he win it for us? Savinho. Chevalier makes a great save. I meant to say, can he score for us and give us maybe a winner, but ball into the box. That should be yours. Okay, there we go. Savinho, there we go. Why does it always go to Doku, man? I want it to go to Haaland. Reinders. Doku. Another chance for you to win it for us. Doku wide of the post. As well, in the certain positions that we are playing right now. Savinho. Haaland. Not like in this second quarter. Ramos is now on for them. Desiree Doué. Make it to Vitinha. Ball into the box. Ramos. Donnarumma. What a save. Go on, Adeyemi, run. With your pace. Adeyemi. Can he be the super sub we needed? Karim. Adeyemi. Mate, just won us the Champions League and we're looking at whatever that is. And Adeyemi, in the 100 and whatever minute it is, I think 117th minute, has just scored for us in the Champions League final. After coming off the bench. After Doku had many opportunities, Haaland had many opportunities, Mamouche, Foden, etc. We finally get a goal. And it's Karim Adeyemi, the player we signed in January, who rifles it near post Chevalier. The first time he got beaten in this game, probably one that he should have saved, but he's made some insane saves in this game. He tried to come out and beat Adeyemi there to it, but Adeyemi there finds the back of the net. And may have just won us the Champions League, but it would be heartbreaking and very, very FIFA or FC coded for me to just score and then concede a goal straight from kickoff here. And if it happens, I'm going to break down. Go on, Livramento, please. Kvaratskhelia, Donnarumma, thank you. We have won the Champions League. There we go. A 1-0 victory over PSG. It took until the 160th minute for Karim Adeyemi off the bench to score for us in the Champions League final after Haaland failed to do so. Doku, Foden, Mamouche, etc. couldn't do so. Karim Adeyemi scored for us and won us the Champions League. What a moment for him. Let's cut to the trophy lift here in a second. In fact, we might as well be one long clip because this is going to be the moment where they circle up and we'll jump together and it will be the trophy celebrations. But a much deserved victory, I believe, in this final. PSG played great, but we deserve this victory and we win the Champions League for the first time around in FC26. We should have to see. I mean, it was very likely that we did do it with this Man City team, but at the same time, PSG are so good in this game. PSG are going to be a team that I'm going to struggle against in the future again. But we beat them here, courtesy of Karim Adeyemi, and Ruben Dias gets to lift the Champions League as the captain of Man City. So it's Bernardo Silva Airo as the captain right now, but Ruben Dias has been the captain in the past, that's why he is. Got the captain's armband for us, and he lifts the Champions League here in a hard-fought victory. It went to extra time, but Man City are once again champions of Europe, and a quadruple has been won. And what a season we just had. And as you can see, Haaland has won the Ballon d'Or. We didn't get the ceremony, so I'm not too sure why we didn't get a ceremony for him winning the Ballon d'Or. Is he still in the team? He is still in the team. He didn't get sold or anything whilst I swimming through, so I'm not too sure why we didn't get the cutscene for it. That's interesting. As you can see, it was November the 2nd, and we did sim to, as you can see, it is November the 3rd. I did sim to October 31st, sim that game against against Bournemouth. They did lose, whilst it doesn't matter. But I did sim to November the 2nd, and we didn't get the ceremony as usual for some reason. It just showed us in the news tab. But Haaland wins the Ballon d'Or, a much deserved Ballon d'Or victory for him. Let's get back to the, there we go. And Ballon d'Or is won by Haaland, we should have to see. That's going to call it for the end of the series. I'm not sure why we didn't get the cutscene for it. But as always, if you're going to enjoy, drop a like and subscribe. And see you guys in this one. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.